So let's do that walkthrough of the billing report section. This is actually the most important part, or the part that you would look at mostly from a billing and reporting perspective, because this has the most information. I have already filtered this to BigQuery services, so you can do that here. You can also choose other services if you are using them. But in this case, it's all about BigQuery. And what you see here is the amount of usage on terabytes in analysis. And of course, in your case, it will be lower, or it can be lower. There is long-term logical storage and active logical storage and streaming inserts. Streaming inserts usually are super, super small if you're, for example, using Flipstream or other services that actually stream data to your data warehouse. But you can ignore this 99% of the time. Most important is analysis. This is where you make most of the costs, because the analysis over time is going to add up, because 1 terabyte a month you get for free. But as you can see, in some cases, you can add up more. And I have projects where it's up in the thousands because whole teams are working with it, with BigQuery. And at some point, you can actually get discounts from Google when you really have serious usage. Long-term logical storage and active logical storage. The difference between them is that long-term logical storage is data that is stored in BigQuery that hasn't been changed over 90 days. And active logical storage is basically new data, so data that is in BigQuery for shorter than 90 days. And it does not mean that you queried it longer than 90 days. It means that you actively updated it. So if it's, for example, data that was added 4 months ago and you have queried it today, it still counts as long-term because it's not been changed. The row has not been changed. That's how you can imagine it. If you happen to have already know what it is and you've already been working with this, and you have, for example, a partition table, Google does take partitioning dates into account. So if it's older than 3 months, it becomes long-term logical storage. If it's younger than 3 months, it becomes active logical storage. The difference in pricing at the moment of recording is that long-term is $1 a month and active is per gigabyte, and active is $2 per month per gigabyte, just so you are aware. And again, some projects will have terabytes of data and some projects will have gigabytes of data. And at the beginning, you'll just start with megabytes of data. And also there, Google has, I believe, 10 gigabytes in general of storage for free that you will not be paying for the first every month. You can always set so make sure that you group this by SKU here and not by service, because then it will look like this. You'll just group the whole of BigQuery. So make sure to group it by SKU. And then you make sure that the service you select is BigQuery. You can, of course, set this to monthly cumulative or daily cumulative, whatever you prefer, like however long you're looking at this data and how you're playing with it. Of course, it has the line graph and the bar charts. And with that, we conclude the overview of the most important report inside of the billing section.